A third-year student who's just done a fieldwork placement doing a vision screening for children in Kaikoura Valley High School. The background to this study is the Eyes Right Toolkit. I have been looking for the holy grail of how to do rapid screening by every health professional. Whoever comes across an older person or a younger person, I want them all to think vision. And I came across this Eyes Right Toolkit a couple of years ago, and it fits the bill. It's based on evidence. It's based on a piece of research done in 2009 by the London Institute of Optometry. It was rolled out in the UK by the Pocklington Trust and was rolled out very successfully for lay people and health professionals to use. And there was thousands of, for instance, fire brigade people who used it successfully. So it's a really good tool to tell us whether somebody needs to go to see their optometrist. It is 80% sensitive in terms of picking up those people who should be going to see their optometrist. That's the point that we're trying to make. Just remind people, please go. So the rest of the talk is over to ALEISHA to tell about the project she was doing.
Hi everybody, so as Mary said, my name is ALEISHA and I'm a third year occupational therapy student here. So we were given, myself and my project partner Talia, who couldn't be here today, we were given this project with the main objective of just getting out into the community. So along with Mary and Retina, we collaborated and decided we were going to have a youth focus for this project, and we wanted to do the testing in high school students. So in New Zealand, only, I think there's testings at age 4 and 8, but leaving potential for high school student age range to fall through the gaps. So we pitched our idea to Kaikoura Valley College. We wanted to do a lower decile school, and luckily I was an ex-student there, so we had some connections, and they gave us the opportunity to do it for year 9 and 10 students. So our project aims were to screen students at Kaikoura Valley College using the Eyes Right Toolkit, to create pathways to optometrists for students who showed vision concerns, promote eye health with a youth focus, and test the feasibility of the Eyes Right Toolkit. So while we had the opportunity to talk to students, we wanted to do more than just the screening. So this is our setup here in the gym foyer. So we got to do it in place of one of their physical education classes. So first we did a presentation surrounding eye health. These were actually some of the slides that we showed the students. So we taught them about common eye problems facing today's youth. So this included myopia, a lot about computer vision syndrome, and also about UV damage. And then we also taught them how to protect their eyes. So a big thing we used was the 20-20-20 rule, as Cleachy was saying earlier. So take a 20-second break every 20 minutes and look at something 20 feet away. So this really resonated with the teenage age group. We kind of emphasised that they didn't have to stop playing their video games, but as long as they did it in a way that protects their eyes. And yeah, we just created awareness about testing eyes regularly, wearing sunglasses before 25, and talked about early detection. And then we also promoted the Eyes Right Toolkit app, which you can also download, search Otago Polytech in the Play Store on any tablet. So that's the same screening tool. And then as part of the practical session, we set up a low vision simulation station. So we got all the OT goggles that simulate what it's like to have different eye conditions. And we got them to do activities. So we got them to do some writing, we got to do some texting on their cell phones, we got them to play table tennis with the goggles on, just so they could really see what it was like to live with a potential eye condition. And then the screening itself, so we set up in the gym foyer a little kind of space where they could do it. So they had all their measuring tape set up for 3 meters for the distance screening, and a little, all their kits set up in the tables. So we did a demonstration of how to do it, and then the students actually split up into pairs and they did the screening between themselves. And I was there to provide guidance because sometimes it can be a little confusing when you do it for the first time, and some teenagers you just had to keep motivated to remain engaged. The results we found, so overall, over the last 2 weeks actually, we did 7 classes. So altogether we screened 122 students. Age range was 13 to 15, and out of all those students, 21 students we referred. So if they passed the screen, they got just a letter to take home. If they happened to not pass, we gave them a recommendation letter. So this was to say that we recommended that they go and see an optometrist for a full comprehensive eye examination. Alongside this, we gave them information on subsidies available, so specifically the children's spectacle subsidy, which if they were eligible can lead to free tests and cover most of the cost of glasses. But we also gave them a 50% discount voucher from Bridgman Eye Care as well, just to help get them along to the optometrists. So a big part of this was gaining feedback to see how the toolkit was. So some of the feedback about the session itself, so these were from the teenagers. So it was a useful learning what some common eye problems are and what can cause them. It helped me understand what other people might live with. It let me know I can see well and all about the harmful stuff that can happen to my eyes and how I can protect them. It was good fun. I really enjoyed this session. And then about the screening tool specifically, some students said it was really good to use because the instructions were clear and easy to understand. It was good to use because it was quick and not hard at all. So we also got a lot of constructive feedback. So some students said things like it was good, but I felt it could have been a bit more complex. Another said it was simple but hard to find the right page, which was quite often the case. If you got lost in the flip chart, sometimes you go backwards and it took a while to find the start again. Student learning of the day, some people said, I learned about eye diseases and another way to test eyesight, that eye health is important, the consequences of screen time, about different eye diseases and the effects, also 20-20-20 when you use devices, and that I need to go and get my eyes checked. So some of the outcomes we came up with were I feel like we quite successfully promoted eye health at a student and also media level. So on Wednesday, the ODT came, that was a photo they took from the session about one of the children is leading another girl with a cataracts goggles on. We created a sustainable resource and we got a lot of positive feedback from KBC staff as well, so they were eager for OD students to come in every 2 years to test the next year 9 and 10 group. It definitely reinforced the need for vision testing and promotion in high school age students. So we got a lot of feedback as well from talking to the students. For example, one girl who had glasses was telling me that she didn't go for an eye check for a long time because her family was saving up to go. But when she got there, it turns out that she could get her eyes tested for free anyway. So it kind of shows that, well, firstly, there's a lot of potential families that can't afford to regularly go to optometrists, but also there needs to be more awareness about what help is available for teenagers as well. And also it shows that the Eyes Right Toolkit can be successfully used with lay people and is quick and effective. And finally, just some recommendations. Some of the students did need guidance, so if younger people are using it, a little bit of help is definitely essential. Some adaptive options are also needed. So, for example, there was one student who wasn't able to do this specific screen because he couldn't recognise letters, but he could recognise numbers, so we actually went back and did some other screenings with him in another time. And saying that, one cool thing was we got to test a boy who was non-verbal in a wheelchair, and he used his computer to read out the letters, which was really awesome. But yeah, overall the Eyes Right Toolkit can be used and implemented and utilised within the wider community with confidence, we believe. And that's all.
Thank you so much, ALEISHA. questions, I just would like you to go back to that last slide, because it really highlights the kind of collaboration that is underpinning this symposium, but also this project. So this project has brought together the OT school, Retina, who have created and underpinned the printing of this. So Pocklington Trust refused to send us any more because we just ordered so many over a couple of years. So now Retina underpinned the first printing of this, and it's fabulous quality. We hope we'll go ahead and get a grant to keep going with publishing more of these in New Zealand. David Bridgman, a big shout out. Thank you for producing those half-price vouchers. The Kaikoura Valley staff, they came on board because of their relationship with the students. It was really good learning for students in all kinds of ways. And also the fact that we brought in our IT students to develop the app that goes alongside the Eyes Right Toolkit. So it's been a really good example of the kind of collaborations that we're fostering in this space. We've got no resources, and yet we're making things happen. So that's 20 kids that have come out of that hopefully might figure out whether they need to have spectacles or not, and I think that would be a really good outcome.